Oh, buongiorno. Mamma mia. Allora, let's go and talk a little bit about AC Milan. We took a little bit of a break because of the national teams playing, and now that they're all back with jet lag, we will see how the match with Napoli will go. But since there are a few AC Milan news, let's talk about Paratici. Paratici is the sporting director that AC Milan will likely get or is heavily considering to hire as AC Milan sporting director. So who is Paratici? The rise and fall of Paratici and why AC Milan wants Paratici. Let's talk a little bit about it. I will tell you who is Paratici, what did Paratici do, why did he do that, stuff like this. Okay, let's go. Fabio Paratici was born on July 13th, 1972, which was the second to last day of that summer's transfer window. Is that a coincidence? Yes, it's a coincidence. After his career as a player, in 2004, Paratici transitioned into scouting and joined Sampdoria, recruited by Beppe Marotta. Yeah, the same Beppe Marotta that is now at Inter. And this is important because Paratici and Marotta were always together, and Marotta has always been the head of everything. So at that time, Marotta was the club's top executive of Sampdoria. So he started as a talent scout, Paratici, but then he climbed the ranks to become Marotta's right hand, okay? So what was one of their greatest moves in Sampdoria was bringing Antonio Cassano back from Real Madrid, where he failed, and with Gianpaolo Pazzini, Sampdoria reached the Champions League playoffs, okay? But then came the big move, rebuilding Juventus. And in Torino, Marotta and Paratici were called to restore Juventus to glory. But the first managerial appointment, which was Gigi Del Neri, do you remember Del Neri? Failed. He failed miserably, but their next move was Antonio Conte. That changed everything. And you can see the pattern here with Inter, because when Antonio Conte joined Inter and Marotta was there, things were changing, right? So what did Paratici and Marotta do at Juventus? Well, they pretty much established the foundation of Juve's dominance for those years, in which Juventus won 9 consecutive Scudetto. That was a terrible time for us Milanisti and for other supporters, but Juventus was clearly the top team, and the competition was very lackluster, like not many great teams. AC Milan was terrible, Inter as well. So the only competition that Juventus ever had was Napoli, but that's pretty much it. So Marotta and Paratici built Juventus by getting Pirlo on a free transfer, Vidal, Pogba, Dani Alves, Tevez that was contested with AC Milan, Dybala, Pjanic. So Higuain, they got Higuain from Napoli for 90 million euros, and then they dominated Serie A without winning a Champions League. And that's the only thing we can be happy about. Is like, yeah, I know Juventus fans didn't care at all about the Scudetto at that time. They only cared about winning the Champions League. They got close to win the Champions League, but never did. So that's what happened. In 2018, everything changed. For the best or for the worst? We will see soon. See the suspense. So why everything changed? Because Juventus signed Cristiano Ronaldo, one of the biggest transfers in Juventus. Some supporters were not happy about it, to be honest, because of the cost of the situation. Marotta opposed the deal. Marotta didn't want Cristiano Ronaldo, not because he's not a great player, but because of the costs, right? It was too much. But Paratici pushed for it. And in the end, Juventus got Cristiano Ronaldo. After that, Marotta left. Okay, Marotta left and he went to Inter. And Paratici took full control of Juventus. And this is where the disaster pretty much started. Like, he got too much power, didn't know what to do with this. But when you have much powers, you have much responsibility, a little bit of Spider-Man thing going there. So the finances of Juventus were bad after the Cristiano Ronaldo deal, and also like other bad deals from Paratici. In fact, when Marotta left, Paratici didn't do as good as when Marotta was there. And this is important to keep in your beautiful Milanista mind. So Paratici wielded immense power. And in leaked wiretaps, you can hear him say, I fix everything, don't worry, and stuff like this, because he orchestrated deals and financial maneuvers that, raised the eyebrows within the club. And his former colleague, Federico Cherubini, also said this about Paratici. Yeah, with Fabio, I'm going to use a little bit of an accent here because I'm Italian, so I can make fun of my own accent. With Fabio, it was impossible to reason. As long as Marotta was there, he kept him in check. But when he left, oh, mamma mia, Fabio had free reign. He could wake up in the morning and sign on 20 million deals without anyone saying anything. And I told him, Fabio, it's a legal method, but you're pushed too far, it's too much, mamma mia. And he would reply, it doesn't matter at all, because in player exchanges, when you put a 4, you put a 10, it's the same, no one can say anything to you. This is how it went, but then the scandal broke. After leaving Juventus in 2021, Paratici joined Tottenham, the Hotspurs, oh mamma mia, as managing director of football. And he invested a lot of money. A lot of money is around like over $300 million in transfers without pretty much any results. Very inconsistent team. And then the Juventus scandal caught up with him. So in November 2022, Italian authorities charged him in the Prisma investigation, very cool name, Prisma investigation, Prisma, accusing him basically of inflating player valuations to manipulate financial reports. And so he received the heaviest suspension of all the Juventus executives, 30 months. Now these 30 months are about to end, and this is why AC Milan is looking to hire him. Mainly, I think, I don't know why they want to hire him after all the story, because you can clearly see that behind Paratici's choice, Marotta was always there to keep track and keep control. Like, I'm not saying Paratici is a bad or can be a bad sporting director, but when Marotta left, Paratici didn't do as good as when Marotta was there. Okay? So, why do AC Milan want him? I don't know. Probably because he knows the Serie A and he has connections in the palace, stuff like that. But I don't know. I'm not really happy about it. Now, it's not decided. They didn't choose him yet, but Furlani is talking to him. So, if the management stays like this, so Furlani, Ibrahimovic, Moncada, and Paratici, that's oh, mamma mia, that's a mamma mia from me. That's a mamma mia from me. That said, obviously, he's not going to repeat the same mistakes, right? I hope so. But he is, I think he's a little bit hungry for power. And I don't know how much power he will get in AC Milan, because it's always like Furlani is in charge of everything in the end. So if Furlani wants to keep him in check, so without letting him spend a lot of money, also seeing his past, maybe that's what they're planning to do. But he might be good, he might be bad. It's kind of hard to judge on a sporting director, but yeah, the choice is not a thrilling one in my opinion. But only time will tell. Ciao. Ciao. Ciao.